above everything. If your intuition is not gonna lie to you, you don't want to be that girl. Like, if somebody doesn't like you, it's really not your problem. To stay out of drama, just don't talk about it. Your friend is telling you their other friends, they're telling you business. Hey guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel if this is not your first time being here. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys advice for back to school. This is universal advice for anyone really. You don't have to be in high school or college, but this video is mainly targeting incoming high school students and college students. I wrote everything out on my iPad. I know it looks like a lot, but it's really just small handwriting. Okay, so first we're gonna start off talking about social life. The first thing you should do is definitely make a friend in each class. This is for high school or college. You're going to need that friend eventually, whether it's for homework, if you miss a day, catch up on assignments, if you need notes, or if you just need a study partner. And then like, y'all don't have to be friends, like tight, close besties, but at least just be cool with them. When you start in a new school, don't focus too much on what everybody else is thinking about you, like what you're wearing and stuff like that, because 9 times out of 10, especially in college, they do not care. College is not like high school. Like, people are not walking around thinking like, oh, I wonder what she has on today, da, da, da. Like, nobody cares. People are there trying to get their degree and get up out of there. Get to know your teachers or professors. So when it comes to the end of the year and you want some extra credit, or you just need some help on a quiz exam, you need extra time to study for a quiz or exam, those professors that you made relationships with are gonna be the ones to pull you out of tough situations. If you don't know your professor, if they can't put your face to the name, then 9 times out of 10, when you need them, they're not gonna bend the rules for you. Ask questions in class, or if you're too shy to, go up to the professor or teacher after class and ask them a question. Just make small little gestures throughout the semester to show the teacher that you actually care about your grades and you care about school. Those will be the ones that always look out for you. Make sure that you're networking and being open to experiences. Like, people you meet, you never know where they'll end up in life or where you'll end up. So you might need them one day, or they might be able to help you with something. So just be open to meet new people and build relationships with people. Make sure that you keep your grades above everything. So keeping your grades above everything means keeping it above your friends, above boys, above family time. Sometimes, like, you have to make sure that you set boundaries. Make sure that they understand that school comes first. Try to stay away from friends who are like, oh, you study too much and you always you never have time, because if they really care about you, they're gonna want you to be in those books. Like, I'm not sure if boys watch my channel, but to the girls specifically, or really anybody, it is okay to be exclusive. I know that some people might not make you feel this way, like, oh, you're not doing this, so you're not cool or whatever, but it's okay to be exclusive. Don't do anything that you don't want to do, and especially don't do anything that you don't want repeated. So if you're gonna be embarrassed about doing it, or if you don't want the whole school to know that you did it, don't do it. Because 9 times out of 10, the truth is gonna get out. The truth always comes out. If something feels like a bad idea, it more than likely is. Your intuition is not gonna lie to you, whoever you are. If something in your gut is telling you, hey, I probably shouldn't do this, or this isn't gonna end well, it's best to just not do it. And in worst case scenario, you'd rather be safe than sorry. So if your intuition was wrong, what did you do? Miss out on a party rather than having to deal with a negative consequence. And when at parties or any kind of social events that involve alcohol or smoking, first, I don't recommend drinking underage, but 9 times out of 10, you're gonna do it, especially in college. I mean, you know, I'm not endorsing you. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do it, be safe and be smart about it. Do not drink anything from open bottles. If you don't know who opened it, don't drink out of it. And if you do smoke, don't smoke anything that you didn't see or buy yourself. If you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying, you know? I don't recommend doing it at all, honestly, but if you're gonna do it, just do it safe. And then don't ever underestimate anyone, even people that you know or friends that you just met. You never know how someone truly is, like their true colors, until they show you. In college, when going out to parties and clubs, make sure you have a buddy system. If you have some kind of friend group, make sure that everybody has a buddy, and make sure that whoever you come with, you're leaving with, you do not want to be the girl who left your friend. Not a good look, and it's just honestly embarrassing for all parties. You don't want to be that girl. I know I might be contradicting myself a little bit, but at the same time, you should also keep your reputation in the back of your mind. Like I told you earlier, don't do anything that you don't want repeated, because you don't want a bad reputation. Does that make sense? You got it? Then when it comes to drama, it's pretty easy to stay out of drama. You don't have to be liked by everyone. Like, I'm a pretty likable person, but there's still people that don't like me, so it's okay. Like, if somebody doesn't like you, it's really not your problem. To stay out of drama, just don't talk about people. Like, don't have anything bad to say about anyone. Never gossip. Be nice to everyone. Mainly treat people how you want to be treated, and you'll be fine. Like, it's that simple. I'm telling y'all be talking about people. Y'all be thinking that the people y'all talking about the person too. That makes sense? The person that y'all are talking to, you think they're your friend and this is a safe space, and next thing you know, your business is all over. And then when it comes to boys, okay, so for my high school girl, dating in high school is not a bad thing. I would suggest if you do date in high school, make sure you get to know the person first. Don't rush into dating, and don't try to be in a relationship back to back to back. Like, every time you get out of a relationship, you're hopping into another one. No. Don't focus too much on relationships. If it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Just keep it in the back of your mind. School is your focus. College dating. Personally, as an incoming college student, everybody's going to tell you not to be in a relationship. I'm going to tell you, follow your gut. Because I don't want to say not to be in a relationship when you come in. Not that a relationship will hold you back when going to college, but I just think it's nice to be single, mainly because you just get more experiences. You don't have to worry about someone saying like, oh, I don't want you to be here, I don't want you doing this. Like, you get to just live your life freely. It's not really about being single. It's just about having the freedom to do like whatever without hurting someone else's feelings, you know? I mean, like I said, just follow your gut. If your relationship is healthy and positive and you really want to stay in it, you feel like you might marry this person, go ahead, or just always know when it's time to leave. Okay, now we're about to talk about extracurriculars. Definitely join clubs and organizations that match your interests and your major. So don't just go and join the robotics club if you're arts major and you don't even like robots. You know, I know that you might want to build your resume and stuff like that, but you also want it to be in things that you actually care about. Don't do things just because you want a good resume. Do them because you actually enjoy the club or you're actually interested in the organization that you're trying to join. And then if you plan on joining any sororities or fraternities, make sure that you know who you are before you join it, and make sure you're joining for the right reasons. Don't join for popularity or clout, or don't join to stroll or to party. And no, if you're going to join a sorority, make sure you're joining it for a good reason. I'm not really familiar with the culture of PHC sororities and fraternities, but I know for NHPC, if you are interested in any fraternities or sororities, I would just suggest practicing discretion. People might take it as disrespect if you're just walking around saying like, oh, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. Definitely just be respectful when showing interest to sororities and fraternities. Make sure you really do your research before you show interest in someone's sorority or fraternity. Sororities and fraternities usually want people who have a good reason to be in it, not just doing it for the hype. So if they see you're just like interested in everything, it kind of shows off that you just want to be a part of a sorority. You don't care where you go. So make sure you keep that GPA up. Make sure you have a decent reputation on campus. Definitely show up to the events that they have on campus. Make friends with them if they're in your classes, stuff like that. And just don't be loud and obnoxious about it. Now we're going to talk about time management. When you get to class, I think high school teachers do this too, but professors especially, when they pass out that syllabus or upload it onto your whatever, I know we use Canvas at my school, when they upload it on there, make sure you keep that. Don't trash that. Some kind of spreadsheet of all your assignments for that semester. That'll help you stay focused throughout the semester. You can make these on Google Sheets, Notion, Microsoft Excel, whatever, but just make sure you're color coding it. And then the small tip that I like is to set due date ahead a little bit so that you trick yourself into thinking that it's due before it's actually due. So if you don't want to make a spreadsheet, you can also do this in Apple Calendar. You can set due dates and then set reminders, because I always set reminders like 2 weeks before exams, a couple days before assignments are due, just to give yourself some time so you're not stressed out, rushing, doing it the last minute. Always do your homework and study before you go out. This is so important. And I've made this mistake a couple times, I'm not gonna lie. If it was a Friday and my assignment is due on Sunday and it's just like, oh, okay, I'll just go out tonight and then do it tomorrow on Saturday. But the next thing you know, there's something happening on Saturday, and then now you're not doing it on Saturday, you're putting it off again on Sunday, and then now Sunday comes, and now you're doing your assignment at 10 o'clock when it's due at 11:59. Just get it out the way. If you're gonna go out, just make sure you're getting your assignment done first. Another tip is to check your grades daily. Some people will say weekly, but I say daily, because If an assignment gets graded incorrectly, you have time to reach out to the professor, because if you wait to the end of the semester, they don't want to fix it then. They're getting emails from everybody about incorrect grades and mistakes and extra credit. So stay on top of those grades, so if a mistake happens, you can nip it in the bud right then and there. Do not skip a class in college. High school, it'll fly a little bit, maybe, sometimes. But in college, it is so much harder to catch up than it is in high school. Like those notes that they're teaching you and those practice problems, when you come back to school, the next class, they're already gonna be past that, doing practice problems, assignments on what you learned the day that you missed. And you're just like, oh my gosh, now I gotta catch up and practice what I just learned today. And then once you fall behind in college, you just kind of stay behind, I'm not gonna lie. Like, so it's just like constantly trying to catch up and learn at the same time. It's just unnecessary stress, honestly. So if you don't have a legit reason not to go to school, just go to class. And then, so class times. Now, I don't know what is up with all of these YouTubers, influencers, whoever, telling y'all not to pick early classes. Like, I don't know what it is about this whole 8 a.m. hate. It is harder to get up early. They're right about that. If you have a choice between an 8 a.m. lab and a 5 p.m. lab or lecture, whatever, please pick the 8 a.m. Going to that 5 p.m. will be so much harder than waking up early and getting ready for that 8 a.m. Because I tried it last semester. I took a 5 p.m. lab and it wasn't over till 8:45 and it was hell. Don't do it. Just take that 8 a.m. You'll probably get out anywhere between 10 and 12 and you'll have the rest of the day to yourself. I'm telling you, it's so much better. It's worth getting up early and getting it over with, getting your day started and getting your day done. Utilize that calendar. I know people are going to tell y'all to get a planner, stuff like that, but I'm gonna be real and just tell y'all straight up, you can buy a planner. They're cute, fun to write in for the first week. After that, you're not gonna write in that planner. Every planner I've ever got, I wrote in it for at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, and I'm really pushing it even saying that. And after that, it's collecting dust somewhere. Just use your calendar. Use Google Calendar or Apple Calendar. Both are really good. I prefer Apple Calendar mainly because I'm just an Apple girl. Like, I have everything Apple, so it's like I'm kind of hooked on it. I've had Apple products since a child, so it's kind of hard for me to really get into the whole Google, you know, how they run things or whatever. So I definitely use Apple Calendar. I'll try to have my last year's schedule on here somewhere, and I put everything in the Apple Calendar. So I use it for my personal life, my sorority events, work, dentist appointments, everything. Like, everything is on my Apple Calendar, including my classes and assignments. That's what I was telling you guys earlier. And everything that I'm saying about Apple Calendar, you can also do on Google Calendar. I'm sure there's like plenty of videos on YouTube teaching you how to use both. You can use your reminders app on your phone for your to-do list throughout the day. Like, I'm telling you, if you have an iPhone or an iPad, 9 times out of 10, you do not need a planner. Okay, so now let's talk about studying. I love Quizlet. I've been using Quizlet since high school. Recently, they switched it to where you have to pay now for all the things that we used to get for free, which I don't like, but I think it's only like $7 or $8 a month, so it's not too bad. I have used Quizlet when I forgot to study or just didn't study. Utilize the study guides that professors make for you, and if your professor unfortunately does not make a study guide for you, I'm so sorry, but you can make one yourself as you learn the topics or chapters, however you want to put it. You can review it and you'll have practice problems from your homework, stuff like that. Especially if you're a science or math major, use those in-class problems or those homework problems that they're giving you. Use those to study for your exams. I'm telling you, those questions are going to be on the exam. You can ask any professor, they'll tell you. Like, professors are lazier than you think. They're not putting in all of this work to make an exam hard for you. They give it all to you and you're either going to study for it or you're not. When studying for science and math specifically, focus on those harder problems. The problems that are confusing are the ones that are like just more steps. Try to practice with those because professors are probably going to put those on the exam. Or just math, science and math classes in general. When you're studying, memorizing the topics and definitions will not be enough to pass an exam. So like, yes, Quizlet is helpful, like I told you guys, but that helps you with the background information. Terrible, but it takes more studying and it just takes more effort. So you have to practice those problems, use those equations, so when it's time to take an exam or a quiz, you know exactly where to plug in what and how to solve it, and you'll be done. And also, when it comes to exams and quizzes, make sure you are studying ahead. Do not study the week before. I know that sounds like reasonable, like, yeah, the week before, that sounds great. No, don't study the week before. As you learn those topics, make sure you are practicing them. Basically, a tip is, if you can teach something to someone, then you understand it. When you study ahead and you get to that week mark and say you've been studying, and you're still having a problem with like a couple specific topics. Now you've already studied for the exam a week ahead, so you can go to your teacher or professor and ask for help with the questions that you're struggling with. And that way, when it's time for the exam and you see that problem pop up, you won't be struggling with it anymore because you'll understand it by then. But make sure you're setting out specific time to do homework and study. And when you set out this time to study, make sure you schedule in breaks. So let's say like you study for 30 minutes straight, take a 5-minute break, go back to studying for 30 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Your brain is going to need those breaks because you're going to experience burnout, and you're not going to be learning anything if you're just constantly overloading your brain. Okay, so now we're going to talk about personal development. So first, set a SMART goal for each semester. Make small short-term goals like, oh, I'm going to pass my first quiz, or I'm going to study for 10 hours this week. Just make small goals. You can make them for the semester, for the month, for the week. Just make goals, and that way, like when you check those goals off your list, it's just something to feel good about and to stay on track. And then also, you can keep a journal to reflect on your days and your emotions, how you're feeling, whatever. If you're a digital girl like me, definitely you can download one or just add a notebook on your iPad. I use GoodNotes specifically. I don't know how much it costs, but I know the cost is once a year. So, and I know it's like not a lot of money. The health app on Apple, they have a mental health section, and it's just like reflect on your day, and then you can also talk about how your day went. It's pretty helpful. I think they just came out with it recently when they came out with the iPhone 15. Try to treat failure as learning opportunities. But if you do fail an exam or a quiz, okay, like don't think it's the end of the world. Everybody in college has failed something before, whether it be just an assignment, a quiz, or as big as an exam. Just go to the teacher, bring them the exam or quiz, go to office hours, or if you're in high school, just set up some kind of meeting with your teacher after school, after class, and bring them the graded assignment and just try to figure out where you went wrong. And when the teacher explains it to you, I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, wow, I knew that. And it's just like, wow, I was stressing out bad over this problem, and it really was something that I knew. So don't beat yourself up about small things like that. We all make mistakes. It's like, it's not that bad, I promise. And then for college and high school students, try to maintain a healthy, balanced diet. I know this will definitely be harder in college because most people are moving out from their parents, and it's just like now you have to do everything for yourself. But you can always find, just go on TikTok, search up easy college student meals, quick meals, lazy student meals, lazy whatever, like meals like that. You'll find something quick and easy to make for college students, or for anybody really. But try exercising at least 2 to 3 times a week just to help maintain your mental health. When it came to college, I definitely was not working out like consistently, but as long as you're at least doing some stretches, some short workouts, you know, you can do 30 minutes a day, nothing too crazy. Your future self is going to be very grateful that you were staying active while you were young and able to. Make sure you're drinking water daily. Add a nice little water bottle to your back to school shopping list, which will be the next video, so tune into that if you're watching this one. Take it to class with you, take it to study sessions, everything. Just keep that water bottle on you because you need to stay hydrated. Now we're coming to the end, so just a couple miscellaneous things. Make sure you're taking advantage of all student discounts. Almost everywhere should have a student discount. You can download Uni Days. They tell you about student discounts that are in your area or places that you like to shop. There's a lot of companies that do student ambassador programs. Personally, I am a part of the Sheen Campus Student Ambassador Program. Here's my code if you want to use it. Avoid oversharing. This is another way to stay out of drama. Make sure you're not telling anybody too much of your business because you do not know who is on your side, who you can trust, and what they're going back and telling people. 9 times out of 10, if your friend is telling you their other friend's business, they're telling your business too. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you're not sharing too much of your personal business with people. And then make sure you are setting time aside for self-care days. I like to do self-care Sundays. I like to do self-care Sundays where you can just like, you know, do your maintenance or just like watch a movie that you've been wanting to watch, like get all your studying out the way, do no studying, go out with your friends, like just stuff like that. Make sure you set time aside to have like positive, stress-free days. So yeah, that pretty much concludes this video. I hope this was helpful to both college and high school students. I would have included middle school, but honestly, I just don't even remember any middle school advice to give. I'm pretty sure you can use some tips and tricks from this video though. I hope this video was very helpful. Tune in to my next back to school video. Yeah, I hope you enjoy watching it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.